I look so sleepy. Good morning. It's 20 minutes past 10. But actually, I've been awake since like 7:30. Oh my god, the sun woke me up. And then I tried to go out on the balcony, but because it's so cloudy, the sun kept going in and out and it was windy. And then I was like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna get back into bed. And then I just didn't sleep. So I've been watching YouTube and I've been watching, I was like looking up white chocolate cheesecake so I can make my cheesecake today. Cheesecakes, plural, because I'm making mini ones as well. And then I was watching, I don't know what his name is, it begins with A, Ramones, whatever. He does these cake reviews of a 1-star versus a 5-star bakery. He like designs the cake, sends the design to both bakeries, and then like compares them, and it's so fun to watch. Like, I don't even know like why it's so fun to watch, but I need coffee. So I've still got a little bit of dalgona left. Oh my god, it looks so gross now and it's all like black. I think I'm just gonna like heat up some milk and mix it in. Okay, so I am gonna start making the the biscuit base for the cheesecake. Oh, I still haven't. Okay, I need to wash up the ramekin, the thing. Okay, well, this is the butter I'm going to use. It needs to be softened anyway, melted. So I'm just going to wash up and then we'll get started. Okay, so after I did the washing up, I got a little bit distracted because I've been watching Selling Sunset. I'm on like episode 5. I'm actually watching episode 5 and I just love it. It's so... The houses are freaking amazing. Like, one of the properties that they got to sell, it's probably like the highest priced property I've ever seen in my life, like even whatever. And it was $43 million, which is insane. Like, I don't even know. But like even there's properties that are like $2-3 million on there, and they're pretty awesome too. And I'm like, if I can ever afford to own my own property like that one day, that would be amazing. Like, I saw a property that people were looking to buy to invest and like rent out, and I think it was like $15,000 a month, and I'm like, that is crazy. Like, who has the money to spend on that? So anyway, cheesecake. So I've got my butter, that's a little bit softer now, and my crunched up digestive biscuits. So I'm just going to pour them into this bowl, this big bowl here, because I need to add the softened butter. But I've got to melt the butter and put... I did so well with these digestives. Oh, there are a few little crummier bits at the top. I'm just gonna get my rolling pin and bash them out a little bit more. Okay, but in the meantime, I'm gonna melt some butter. I think, so I'm not sure how much grams of biscuits I've got here, and I don't know how much butter I'm gonna need. I'm just gonna melt half and see if that's enough, and if not, I can add more. Okay, so these are my crumbled up digestives. I think all the big bits are now smaller, and then I've got this melted butter. I'm just going to pour that in. Oh, this looks so good. And then I've got my spatula. I've got this red spatula to mix it in. I'm going to use 2 hands now because this is the mix now. I think I did quite a good job actually. And then I've got my little spring form heart tray that I'm going to put some in, and I've got some glass ramekins as well. So time to add it in. You just want to use the back of a metal spoon or like a cup or something that's like got an edge, so you can like really press down all the crumbs to make that crust, that yummy cheesecake crust. And then this is going to go into the fridge. I'm going to start on the cheesecake mix. Okay, so there is a lot of whipping, so I'm just going to use my KitchenAid because that's what it's there for. And I don't know where our electric whisk is, since we moved house, I haven't been able to find it. So let's just pull out the KitchenAid. I hate that it gets stuck because it's it's coming. All right, cool. So KitchenAid is here. Let's just turn you that way. Okay, and I'm going to use the whisk attachment clearly because it's whiskey. Oh, there's like coffee stains from it from when I tried to do dalgona in it. It's not worth it. Like, I'm just like, if I'm going to make dalgona, I'll just do it by hand. Because if I make mixture like I have done, it lasts enough. Okay, that's locked in. Take out the other attachments. So I wrote a list of ingredients and how to use them on the back of the sticker sheet, but whatever. So I've got the biscuits and butter, that's done. So for the white chocolate layer, I don't know if I should do Biscoff and then white chocolate or white chocolate and then Biscoff. I'm thinking Biscoff first. So for the Biscoff layer, I'm just going to use spread. It says to use biscuits, but I think I'm going to use spread. It says 185 ml of double cream and the same of cream cheese. So, but then for the other layer, I need it says 150 ml double cream. So this is 300 ml. So if I just whip the whole thing, it should be enough. I'm not going to do it by exact ingredients because it's not a baking thing. So I don't need to. Oh, I just think I'm just going to whip up this cream. There's already cream in there. But I mean, the great thing about this is if I don't use all of the cream, that's fine. I can just decorate with it. So I'm going to add a little bit of caster sugar, I think. So there's different amounts. So I think I'm just going to do like, one of them says 100 grams and one of them says 75 grams. So I'm just going to do like, it's 100 grams is half a cup. So if I just do a cup of caster sugar, that's so much sugar. Makes sense though. Pretty giant. I might just do a half cup, which is this size. Seems a bit better. Maybe like half, 3/4. We'll see. I added the sugar. We're just gonna put it on number 1, and then I'm gonna slowly speed it up. And let this whip until it's soft peak, I think. And now it's gone to pretty much hard peak. I don't know. So yeah, I'm just gonna tip this out into a bowl so I can use this with the paddle attachment to mix up the cream cheese and stuff. Yes, so one second. So I didn't clean out the bowl of the cream because it's just gonna get mixed in anyway afterwards, but I've put in some cream cheese and I've used my paddle attachment. So the cream cheese I used is the Waitrose Essential soft cream cheese, and I did about, I would say 3/4 of that in here. This is a 250 ml box, but we'll see. So I'm just gonna whisk this up a little so it's quite soft. 2 tablespoons of Biscoff spread in there, and this is only a 400 gram jar, and I've used quite a bit. Well, it might be half of it, a bit less than half. So that's just gonna get mixed through. It looks lovely already and delicious. Let's just whisk it up a little more. I think I'm gonna have to scrape the bowl, and then I'm gonna add some of that whipped cream in there just to give it a better texture. Mixture with my spatula, and you can see it's a little bit more folded in now. There were some edges that didn't have any Biscoff and it was all white cream cheese, and I'm just going to add some of this whipped cream in there. I think I'm just going to add a dollop or two and see how that goes. So I'm just going to fold that through gently, try not to knock any of the air out. So I'm halfway through mixing here, and you can do it with the paddle attachment. You would just have to sort of do it on the low speed and just like watch it so it doesn't knock too much air out, but it's quite fun to fold stuff by hand. And it's getting smoother, it just needs a little bit more of a mix. Oh, sorry, I wasn't showing you, because it's not quite all folded through. And then I think it would be ready. It looks so smooth and nice. Oh. Yes, so I think I'm going to fold this a little more, make sure there's no more unmixed areas, and then I'll show you when I put it in the ramekin. Okay, so to fill, because these are smaller than like a big cheesecake, I'm just scooping out a little bit of the filling and at a time, and then I'm doing this with my left hand now, so it's horrible, and then pushing the cheesecake to the edge so there's no gaps, but I'm trying not to lift it to the top so that there's room for the second layer. And if it's messy like that, you can just wipe it with a kitchen towel or something just to like clean up the edges, make them nice and smooth. So the Biscoff cheesecake filling is setting in the fridge. So because I'm doing a 2-layer cheesecake, which I've never done before, I've never attempted to do Biscoff before, and the last time I made a cheesecake was many years ago, probably like, I don't know, a good 6, 7, maybe longer than that, years ago. And so I'm just gonna let it sit in the fridge for at least an hour, and then I can start the white chocolate filling, because I don't want to get the filling ready and then not be able to put it on the current cheesecakes now because they're unset. So it's 2:45, so by 4 o'clock, or even a bit before 4 o'clock, I shall check the cheesecakes to see if they've set a bit, because obviously I wasn't really measuring, and so I'm not too sure on the quantities of how well it's gonna set. I know this white chocolate one should set really well because of the white chocolate in it, and it will harden in the cold, and hopefully the cream cheese will firm up as well, so with the Biscoff, and the Biscoff spread is quite firm. But yeah, but adding the whipped cream and stuff, so I'm just like getting all the rest of the whipped cream from this whisk attachment, and then I'm gonna cling film this bowl up and put it in the fridge so it stays nice and fresh, and then do some washing up and come back to you afterwards. I might lick this. I did have quite a bit of cream cheese filling left from the Biscoff spread, but I just ended up putting it in that sugar cup, and I put that in the fridge because it wasn't much. It was like a tablespoonful, so I just put it in the cup, and then I've just put that in the fridge so I can just have that as a little snack later, and hopefully I can see it actually works and it actually hardens up. So yeah, I'll see you guys in an hour or so, hopefully, because this is the leftover cheesecake spread, and it's solidified, like it's proper cheesecakey now, so I'm so excited. I did just eat some. It tastes like Biscoff so much. So this is definitely hardened, and I'm pretty sure I can start the next layer now. Okay, so I'm gonna start on the white chocolate cheesecake. I have seen a lot of different recipes, and some of them are saying you should add raspberries because it will cut the sweetness. I actually do have raspberries. I didn't buy them for this, but I'm trying to decide whether I should put it in or not, because the Biscoff cheesecake tastes very Biscoff and it's quite sweet already. But yeah, and I don't know how much chocolate I need to break. This is 180 grams, and on the white chocolate one it says 175 grams, so I might as well just use all of it. But also, that is a lot of mixture. Do I need that much mix? I don't know, but I'm just going to microwave this in like, well, I'm going to put it in a microwave bowl first and then microwave it for like 20 seconds at a time and just until it's melted so it doesn't burn because I can't bother to do it on a bain-marie. This is my white chocolate all melted. It actually took about only a minute. The last 20-second interval there were still a few lumps, but I just stirred them and they just melted into the mixture, or into the rest of the white chocolate. And basically you just have to let it cool so that it doesn't like do anything funny because like the dairy, the cream cheese and the whipped cream and stuff, you don't want it to go funny with the heat of the white chocolate. So I'm just gonna leave this for like 5-10 minutes and hopefully it will come back nice and cool. Oh, I want to make truffles with it, but no. Amount of cream cheese in the bowl again, and I'm just gonna give it a quick mix and just to give it a quick whip up. And oh, I can't lift this up with one hand. There we go. I am gonna add in the now cooled white chocolate. Look, it's cool, but it's still runny. So we'll just pour that in. This is gonna take a while and I need to scrape the bowl, so I'll be right back. Okay, so the white chocolate is in there. I'm just gonna mix that all through. Just gonna let it fold itself gently. I'm gonna have to scrape down the bowl because you can see the side, it doesn't combine the edges that well. It's still a lot nicer than doing it by hand. I forgot to record, but I added some of the cream and whipped that in. And I decided, because it is really sweet, I am gonna add some raspberries. So I'm just gonna shuffle a bunch of these in there, in the mixture. It's obviously the last stage, and so I hope the paddles don't mash them up too much, but it doesn't matter. If there's a little bit of a ripple in the cheesecake, because it'd be quite nice to have that. So these are my cheesecakes from earlier. This one I left plain. I made another one that was all Biscoff flavour, and then this one's going to be all of this white chocolate raspberry. So I can maybe decide if I like which one's better, but these are all going to be double layered, so they should be very tasty. So I'm literally going to do the same thing. A teaspoon and just fill it with the cheesecake. Heart shape one done. I'm ready for the fridge. You can freezer it, but it's definitely a fridge thing, so it's going in the fridge. The only thing is, because it's not glass like the others, you can't see if there's any air gaps. For example, like this, you can see. Look how much crust there is in this one. Oh, I'm so excited. At the layering on that, like you can clearly see the defined layers, which I think is really cool. Oh my god, there's a big gap there. Whoops. Okay, well at least this one's for me, so this is like my trial one that I might have tomorrow. So these are my cheesecakes I'm delivering to my neighbour. It's like the biggest box ever for the 2 tiny cheesecakes, but whatever. I delivered my cheesecake in exchange for some flour. I'm so excited. I'm getting off at the 10th floor so I can walk up the stairs. Yes, do some walking. You guys, I did that little walk up and down my street to deliver those cheesecakes and get my flour, and actually it was really warm outside. I did walk up the stairs and now I'm like a little sweaty just from that tiny little bit of exercise. But yes, now I have to wash my hands for 20 seconds. So I just had my dinner, which I had that rice porridge because I still had one tiny portion left, and I don't think it was enough, to be honest, because I saw this, like, it was a video of animals and children like doing things they're not supposed to, and getting caught, and there was a dog, and I had to stop watching at this point. The dog had its head in a McDonald's bag, and I just really wanted fries as soon as I saw that, and I'm just like, oh. So yeah, I had that little bit of Biscoff cheesecake that was left in my little cup. So I had that just now as a little pudding. And then it was really nice, very Biscoffy. And then I decided I wanted to try the white chocolate and raspberry one. So I dug my spoon in a double layered one, and I think I prefer the white chocolate and raspberry. And so now I'm kind of sad that my heart one is a double layer, because I'm like, oh, should have just done it all white chocolate and raspberry, and I didn't even need to worry about Biscoff. Like, oh, I don't know. It's very biscuity. Like, it's almost not. It's just not what I would like. Or maybe it's just because I prefer white. I just really love white chocolate, and I love the raspberries in it. I'm so glad I put them in, because it really cut through, especially because of the amount of white chocolate that I'd used in the recipe. It definitely was worth adding in the raspberries, because it just cut through the sweetness and it was perfect. But yeah, it's like 9 p.m. now, and I'm just thinking, should I put some chips in the oven? Just a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. However, today is the 23rd of May, and it is one of my good friend's birthday, and his name is Sam, Heidi's boyfriend, and you guys can go follow him on Twitter. His handle is @SparkLife. I will leave it in the link below, in the description below. He is a life coach, so he has some very good advice. So I just wanted to say a very happy birthday to you, Sam. I know you'll be watching this and it will be tomorrow, the day after your birthday, even though I've already wished you happy birthday on Twitter, but you did ask for a shout out, so I thought I'd just let you know. So here you go, happy birthday. I hope you had a great day, and I'd love to hear what Heidi prepared for you, because she was very busy the past few evenings and we weren't able to talk. Taking away my friend now. So I decided to cook some chips in the oven, and my timer just went off because I have to flip them. But I was putting on Netflix and I realized that season 3 of Dynasty is on Netflix now. Woohoo! Which is so good, because I didn't want to find a stream online. It's annoying because my HDMI cable, and then I have to put it through the laptop, and it's so annoying. But season 3 Dynasty is on. I finished season 2 Selling Sunset, and I'm just like, I can't wait for the next season, which is in August, which is a lot quicker than last time. But yeah, let's just flip these friends. Ooh, yeah. It's 10:30 now, and I was just thinking about how tired I was. After I ate my chips, I came in here and I just scrolled through Facebook, and I like looking at those stupid list articles. They're kind of like BuzzFeed articles, but they're usually like memes or like tweets or whatever. So I was reading one of those, and then I was like, why am I so tired? It's only 10:30. And I was like, I kind of did a lot today. Maybe. I mean, I made cheesecake and I watched the whole series 2 of Selling Sunset. But then I realised I did wake up at 7:30 this morning. I didn't tell you guys. But the sun woke me up. Maybe I did tell you. I don't know. Did I? Did I not? I tried to go on the balcony this morning and it was just windy and cloudy. I was like, oh, I could just lay here, but the wind was so strong, it was like the blanket was like rolling up onto me, which is fine, and I was just getting cold and the sun wasn't coming back out again, so I just came back inside and went back to bed. I went back to bed, but I couldn't sleep properly, so I just like laid, and I think I scrolled for like what felt like 3 hours, but I don't know. I think I woke up at like 10 or got out of bed at like 10 or something when I realised I needed coffee. But yeah, don't know. Alright, so I forgot to say goodbye. I'm gonna have a shower now and then go to bed. What's on my face? Ew. What the hell is that? I don't know, but yeah. Good night, and I will see you tomorrow.